Welcome, welcome all. I hope all is well with you as it is with me on this great day within this new year. Um, let's not forget Women's Month, our new year this month, as well as the Eyes of March being my B Day. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Um, so much. All right, let's get into the discussion. Hold on a second. I was just wanting to discuss something before that would segue me into this discussion about God and high crime. Hold on a second. There was a time when someone had asked me, what makes you so special or so important to when I think it was when I was Hebrew Israelite, and when things have been revealed to you, why has it been revealed to you? What makes it, you know, people always want to know these things, what makes you important? And you know why that is? You know why that is? Why people want to ask you that? Such a low level thought process, because this is this is part of the programming when it comes to religion. You're not good enough. You can't receive certain things is what they tell you, right? You're not good enough. And so many words in so many ways. People may not see it, but a lot of subconscious things people are not aware of, and you can't see it. You really can't see it. But the unique circumstances in which what we went through, there's no way that you should be in your soul, you should feel it. In your soul, deep within, you should feel that there's no way I should be playing second fiddle to anything. I should be I should be at such, because what it does is it's belittling you, you know, over top of your condition that you already put placed in. So you feeling like you're looking around you and everybody within your community is not good enough. None of us are good enough to receive, um, to be able to come out of and to be able to profess to others truth. What makes you so special? Each and every one of us, each and every one of us are the crystals, are is that special seed, that star, each and every one of us. And you can see how the programming has made cause cause jealousy and strife. It not only causes that, it causes a whole host a whole host of things, different issues that we have in this society today. Subconsciously, subconsciously, something that's been forced upon a people who didn't necessarily need it. Whoever wrote the scriptures, they wrote in all the sins, all the bad energies within a book. When, if you not of that, because I come from humble beginnings, and when you naturally know as a people, you work together and build, and you come from that. That's what's conducive for you. But you come into a place where people have imprisoned you, have and now done all kinds of horrid things to you, and you then have to be take on their mind, their ideology. You take on their ideology of this book, of stuff, of things that you may never have to deal with or have to, because your world is different. Your world is different. So you never had to deal with those things until you ran into a group of people who done those things and then have the nerve to give you a book that just talks about destruction, how to build and how to destroy. Destruction. And in that image is a man that resembles the one who taught you. Because teaching, there's different forms of teaching. People learn by what you do. And when you do bad things to people, you kidnap them, you rape, pillage, steal, take away their freedom, their rights. You tell them they're not human. That's a big deal, especially when you don't know, especially when you don't know what you're messing with them, energy wise. It's a big deal, bigger deal than what they think it is. A big deal than what they think it is. But I was listening to earlier today, and what we go through can be turned into greatness for us. But those who put us through, we shouldn't even have a mind for them or have them on our minds or in our minds, because for them to make that decision that that's the way they want to go in their life, not understanding the science behind everything, but they made that choice and they live it today. They don't realize the connection with their ancestors at all. They think, oh, that was a long time ago. That was a long time. No, but Jesus is still here. As long as Jesus is still here and my people are still uh, en- enamored and admiration over this figure that you gave them, and he's still making the church's money, and you're still benefiting just for the way you look, and self hate is strong, then you're still successful at what you've laid out. And you still have to reap the benefits, good or bad. It is what it is. You cannot run from that. The science behind everything, the importance of science is so great. People think it's just chemicals in a science project in chemistry class. It's more than that, way more than that. And it always will be a part of everything. Everything. It is what it is, and it will be what it will be. Decisions were made, and you have to live by them. You can't, you can't, you can live in, well, you can live in your fantasy world all you want, but reality is going to catch up. Reality will surely get you. Especially when you mess with magic. See, English changes everything. English words, when we take things back to the etymology of that word, etymology of that word, it's different and it has a different meaning, a different idea, different experience. English is a different mindset too, a whole different mindset. That's why a lot of times it's hard when we're dealing with, I notice that when people dealing with foreigners and they're trying to learn the language, a lot of times English speakers, it seems like we think that their thinking is beneath. No, their thinking is higher because they're still in that old way of tongue where English is not as high of a language. It may be in the physical sense, but everything in the physical sense is what it is. Just that. Lifeless. Okay, lifeless. So when you translate sacred words, it's a whole different world and a whole different understanding. People will take things in the English, it's given us literal, but we not to take everything literally. Hey, S. Wiseman. Welcome, sister. I hope all is well. So, when you, that's why I always say like voodoo, because we got an understanding of voodoo as magic, as someone putting something over you. And they do this. They did this with the book. They put it over you. People think it's a good thing. It's there in the middle. It's not good and not bad. Okay? But you can't ensure that everybody, that's the bad thing about it. That's that's what they wanted it to do. Because they knew not everybody would have the mind to of discernment and to be able to um, overcome in their subconsciousness the programming within this book, the programming that they push in Hollywood, the programming that we see all around us. But the book is one of the weapons. It's our science in it, but if it's not taught properly, then how is our people getting what they need to have what we always had in the past, in our humble beginning, a village. You know, when you are faced with stuff that shouldn't be ever, they're putting stuff, it's like energy. Words are energy. If you're telling me a story about people doing bad things, subconsciously, some of us will go out and do these things. The opposite. Why even talk about those things if it doesn't exist amongst you? It exists amongst the people that our people, our ancients took the books to. Our high priests, you know, our priests, they took the book to help a people, but they didn't take it in the form of English, in the form of the way it is now. You know, it was changed and placed wickedness over our minds, basically. So that's why you see with God, with Jesus, in a Christian society, would have the most crime than anyone who still follow the old ways, the ancient ways, ancient African spirituality. Good old common law of the land, good old ideology of a world that has no white man on top of it to give you his perception of life and give you a piece of his mind and have you feeling connected to that, feeling like that's who you are, and that's what you get. This is what we get. We get what we see. We are a man is what he thinks. You know, if you're thinking about sin, which is not about that, but they programmed us to think of like that at such a low level when it's all about skin. I wanted to talk about crystals because it was your mom and your dad coming together that created the Big Bang, to which in the cosmos caused you to formulate. And we formulate it into this lowly place for an experience, right? For an experience that we have to figure out how to overcome the obstacles, to maneuver through the obstacles. There's a video I did. I was gonna look for it because I wanted to play that. Because it was like I made a. I gotta find that. I gotta find it. Let me see if I can find it. It's just so much. I wanna. It's been a long, long time ago. I don't even know. Let me see which one it would be. Videos. Okay, here we go. I wish I could. Okay, I can look for it. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if no they. Let me make this quiet so I can see if this is it. Nope, that's not it. Okay, let me see if I can find it somehow. It was a song. I don't know if I can find it. Let's go see if I can. Let's see if I can put it in here and find it. I can't even find it. This is, but it was a song that I had done off of what's her name? It was like let me go back here. If it wasn't it. Wasn't a short, it was a video, but it was like appreciating all that you go through, turmoil, everything, because it makes a better you. It makes a better you in this life, because we know that, um, I was talking about all the strife and being thankful for the strife and the hustling and the bustling. I still love it. It does not hurt me. Like my father always taught me, it builds character. Everything builds your character, right? It makes you a better person. It makes you a better being. It's going to help you to fly high if you go the right direction on your path and you make your decisions, the right decisions. So I wish I could find that. But I was like, I forgot what they call it, but I was kind of like, I took her words and changed it basically of the song and made it Thank You Strife. And I can't believe I can't find that song. I can't find it. It's probably one of the videos they took off. Hmm. I tell you, I can't find it. I can't find it now. No, I can't find it. Hmm. 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 So, let me see. Looks like I might find it. No, I can't find it. Well, anyway, so not because what happens is when we are, let me see, all this life is building our characters. We may not be building anything yet, but if we are living like my whole life in my heart, I've always had this. My past is to get my people eventually play a big intricate part in getting better for us. And that's where I want to go to. That's where my walk is, to get us out of this with death, get us out of death. But we must, you know, it says, and one thing that I've been looking at, because a lot of us worry or we're concerned about a lot of different things, the food that we have no choice but to eat. And even me, I worry over the children of this place. Um, uh, the weak in this place, like our elders, the old, fragile people in this place, you know. And what I come to realize is um, everything is it's in good hands. It's in good hands because, and it's nothing to be concerned for. It's all an illusion, but it's an experience that we go through. So we should not be allow things to force us to get emotional and let our feelings and our emotions or let us lose grip of our feelings and our emotions. We have to have a grip upon those things and be able to control those things, you know. And the goal is to get away from the one that wants to hold us down and keep us in this religious moving around and round circular motion of death. We have to come out of this death and get into life. We have to come out of death and get into life. You know, that's something that we can that's something that we can work on and something that we can do. And then we can get back to the natural science as an educational curriculum because versus what we're dealing with now and we're not getting a lot out of because the powers to be utilizes it to their advantage over us. They utilize the educational system and it benefits them, not us. It doesn't benefit us. It's still another form of slavery. Because what happens? What happens is you just become in debt. In debt. It's never enough. Tax like crazy, and in debt. So yeah, our strife. is what moves us, is what is going to change us, and it moves us forward. Chaos. Chaos brings change. Um, you don't, so they brought impurity to a pure mind. A people of a pure mind. But throughout the teachings, okay, the youth are lost from culture, right? So that youth knows Christianity to be their everything. So they see the world in the manner that this this wicked person, wicked being sees the world. So it has brought us down, pulled us down into a level. But not all will fall into high crime, into crime. Only a few, because of the conditions, because of the lack of the science education, because of the lack of the mystery, the truth, which they don't want. They didn't want, and they wanted that. They wanted that because we don't have too much of it. Our people see the world the way it is. They don't see it, they see the surface. They don't see it any other way. They can't see it deeper. Majority of the people don't see it deeper. They just see racism as racism. Black, you black, I'm white. My black to your white to my black. Okay, like it's just so they're gonna think that it's we're the same people and that we just have to educate you. When it's not that, it's not even that. You're not the same, and you don't need to educate them because they're well aware of what their issues are. And their issue is that you have abilities and you have different DNA strands, and that you are just all around different than their sickly cells, than their conditions. Different conditions. We're in a high condition when we're born into a high situation. But they ensure that, children these days are not born into a high situation. That's why it's up to us to ensure that we're bringing children into a high situation, which means a father who is free, liberated, a liberated father who can liberate his wife on liberated land, in a liberated village full of people working together who threw away the ways of the wicked world, who threw away the education, the understanding, the perception, the worldview of that other world. That's how you're going to make it. You can't make it off the same mindset of a devil. of the wicked. It would be very, very, very challenging, as it is now challenging, to have form a relationship with your own. You can't do it on YouTube because of these things, because of systematic, because of female male, because of black and white mindset. You see, our people have to come out of that mindset because Jesus is not better than Deontay. Jesus, because Deontay is the Christos, the Christ. And I'm the Christ, as Wiseman's the Christ, Christos. And if we're thinking Jesus, and he's got long stringy hair and blue eyes, and the wicked man is walking around whipping our ancestors until their skin falls off the back. Then who are you dealing with? Who are you praying to? Who are you? What are you talking to? You're talking to a wicked entity. You're dealing with a wicked entity. The Bible even says the wicked rules the air. If we think that, then so it would be. If we stop thinking like that, then it would erase it. You know, they didn't destroy us. They can't destroy us. The wicked does not rule my air. You know, we reverse everything. We have to reverse everything and say no. Because subconsciously, there's something about the church in our communities, on every place, in every corner, in every community. You see a church everywhere, but has crime stopped? Has crime stopped? No, because crime has been put on the table. Crime in this occult called America, crime is a necessity. Church is a necessity. Poor people is a necessity. Victims is a necessity. And that's a decision that the wicked made. So should I feel sorry or should I let the wicked make me feel guilty ever and try to say reverse racism on me? No, because what they set up, they don't expect people to be able to see, but the wicked is in the air and clear to see, clear as day to see all that has been set up. Clear as day. Clear as day. But when you rise above all of that, then you can move in power. You can move in power because you're powerful, because you rise above what's trying to drag you down. It's a force trying to take your life force because it's a weaker force. So give me a minute. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. If you already have righteousness, because we were a people of righteousness, and they would never tell you that about us, or they would never allow that to be known that we were righteous, that we were a righteous people. That's why today our culture is still being admired, you know. It's been stolen, we've been robbed of it, but it is admired. So they gave us back the greatness that we gave them. But they gave it to us and they made it them who they are. And I've been trying to look through this Bible scriptures and see it it soothes you, it relaxes you, it makes you feel like you have no enemy, you know. You put on your full armor of God and you turn your cheek and you empower your enemy. You empower your enemy because they can come back and, like it says, you're gonna have to keep turning the cheek, you know, and give them different ways they can hit you from because you're just gonna have to continue because they're not gonna stop. That means they're gonna come back for seconds. They're gonna come back for thirds. They're gonna come back for fourth. You just gonna be turning the cheek. Um, and that's what happened. That's what happened. That's our story, right? We see the same thing over and over again. And then people want to tell us there's a time when the Jesus is going to come. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to come all right. And that day, it's going to be the day when you realize and you can look back upon the decisions that were made and why. Because we have nothing to do with that part, but we do have something to do with why we go through, why we went through what we went through, you know. why we had to go through what we went through. And why do we continue to go through this? But it's only for a short more time, I think, a little short time. Where, because time doesn't change. People, we change. We change. Time doesn't change. A place doesn't change, but we change a place. See, we change a place, we change ourselves. Time can't change. There's even a group of people that cannot change. They cannot change because they're not on our level. They're not on our level. And this is why you have racism. It's a tool to pull us into the opposite direction of where we're supposed to go. But we have to keep trucking down the path that we chose. Regardless of that bad wolf coming and trying to huff and puff and blow us away. Regardless. But that's what it is. It's this that causes the crime. Well, don't cause the crime, but causes people to subconsciously, unknowingly to them because of the conditions. It was all placed in that way, and it's all in the way of somatic, of how you talk, how you how things are conveyed, you know. So I won't stay on here too long. I'm gonna go, but that's what it is. God forced upon me is a world of crime, a world of high crime. Because subconsciously we're looking at a man who who you know it's just wicked. And we set the standard. We don't because of what was passed down to us, this religion. It is a low standard. It's a very low standard. We may see it and think that that's our reality, that ideology, but it's not. It's not. That we have a higher, but we're at such a low place where we have to tell someone what makes you so important, what makes you so special that it came to you. We don't realize that each and every one of us have the ability. Each and every one of us. Okay. So thank you for being here as wise men. I appreciate it, lady. I really appreciate you being here. Ugh. Let me do this. Let me do this.